Scott, following the Cardiff Met defeat, the dust has settled, you've had a couple of days to think about it. What are your thoughts now looking back?
Disappointed, frustrated, just could not get going second half. It was one where they obviously were in front and wanted to derail our play and take as long as they could on with the goalkeeper and throw-ins and set pieces and things like that, but we're entitled to do so. If the ref's not going to do anything about it, they're going to continue to do it. So we just couldn't find our rhythm, we couldn't really get a hold of the game. Made little mistakes here and there. We had chances. We had several chances to at least get a draw at the game, which I felt was the correct result, really. I didn't think they'd done enough to win the game and to beat us. But obviously they certainly played better than they have done previously. And you've got to congratulate them on the win.
And yet we're still top of the table and a few points ahead of where we were this time last season.
That's right, and obviously speaking to people before the game and that got mentioned, and nothing's obviously won or lost in December, January, but it's certainly nice to be sitting at the top of the league and making sure now that after a negative result, not so much performance but a negative result, we put that right on Boxing Day and for New Year's Day, the New Year game as well. So I was disappointed that after such a really excellent performance against Barry, we let ourselves down the other night. You know, there's no divine right for us to win every single game, and we won't win every single game that we play, but I feel when you're on a run, you've got to continue that run, and that's what gives you the spark and that push for more wins and better performances. So look, a couple of days have gone. Like you said, the dust has settled. We have to move on now for 2 good training days, ready for the game on Boxing Day.
And it is very close at the top, 3 points separating 3 teams, but if Carnarvon win their game in hand against Penabont, that would be 3 points separating 4 teams.
Yeah, it is. It's tight, and it's obviously where over the past sort of seasons when we might have been 8, 9, 10 points clear. You could say the league's sort of done and dusted then, but it makes it more competitive. It gives us a real sort of focus on each game that we have to go out and win and make sure that we perform to get the win, rather than just turning up and everyone expects us to win. We should still win the majority of our games and perform well, and we're at a higher level than the rest of the league, but every single game is competitive, and like I've said, we've got no divine right just turn up and win the games. We have to put the work in, like we do in training, and then positive results come, but can't take anything for granted.
And on Boxing Day, it's Cefn Druids away. They've been on a very good run of late, the only team to inflict defeat on Connors Quay Nomads in the league. They won 2-1, and then this weekend just passed, they drew 1-1 with Airbus. So going into that game, they'll be looking for the points to keep that top 6 position.
Yeah, we had them watched on Saturday, and you can see why they've been doing well. I think they keep a solid starting 11. They don't change it much. They keep to a formation that suits their style of play, and Hugh's done a very, very good job at Druids. You know, you speak to him now and again about certain things, and you know, we get on well. We speak, and like I say, he's done very well with the sort of the budget he's had there and the resources he's had, and they're a decent side, and we must be aware of their strengths, because there's several strengths in that team, and coming off a defeat, I'm sure the players are in the right frame of mind to go and put on a very good performance.
Well, that was my next question, Scott, because while they will be looking for the points to keep that top 6 position, so will the New Saints. And as we look back over the past, whenever TNS has suffered a defeat, then usually it's a very good response from the side in the following game.
Yeah, that's what's needed. You know, the players are human. Sometimes we take it for granted that it's just the fans, the coaching staff that hurt after games. You know, it's okay saying you know, we don't get carried away when we win, we don't get carried away when we lose, but whenever you lose, you always look at yourself first and think of you've done everything you can, you chose the right team, and the players, you know, it hurts them. It's their job. They don't want to lose games. You can see that the way they play is they're not lacking in effort and fitness. It was just you know, a couple of chances that maybe we could have turned into goals. We didn't, but our overall play in spells was very good. You're never going to get 95 minutes of excellent play. There's going to be spells in games where you're not going to be quite at it. It's taking the majority of the time and making sure that we get more wins than we do draws, and certainly defeats as well. So I'm sure the players are well aware of how important it is. We're a point clear. We need to keep the run going.
And as you said, a couple of days training before that game on Boxing Day. As I often ask you, have you got the team settled in your mind, or are there still one or two places perhaps up for grabs?
Yeah, we'll be shuffling the pack, certainly, Boxing Day, and we'll go from there. I think if you don't do that after a defeat, then certain players are probably going to be thinking, well, what have I got to do to get into the side? So I think that's needed, a little bit of a freshen, and we go again, and then decide on the team for the home game on the 30th. So look, we've got a quick turnaround. We've got 4 big games now before the split, and ones that the players are obviously very aware of.